Hey, Plant Pals, Mike the Kitty Gardener, and this is just a look at some of the very last things I've harvested from my garden. I've got some bunch of herbs I've got to harvest, and any remaining tomatoes. It's finally happened to where the weather was blistering hot this summer, and it was always pushing like 90s and 100s all summer long, which is very unusual for my state. I'm in Zone 4, Minnesota, and it's typically pretty mild, like 70s, like it warm days if it reaches like 78. Well, the last couple of years it's been pushing 100 like all summer long. And then what happens is I go from winter, which is super cold, into uh, blistering hot summer and early, which is again very. I usually only have like about 3 months to grow outside. That's why I mostly grow inside. But the last couple of years it's been about 6 months of like warm weather. But when the cold happens, it happens. So it went from one day it was 88, and then the next day it was in the 60s. And so now I'm in the weather where it's uh, into the 30s at night. So that means frost. That means the end of my outdoor garden season, except for a few of the herbs don't mind. Anyway, I'm just gonna run through real quick and then give some of my thoughts on the season. So this worm I left on a little too long. But as you can see, I've got lots of aromas, little little baby peppers. But these aren't, some of these aren't like what I'll eat. I'll eat them, but I'm going to make pasta sauce. So lots of tomatoes, a few nice peppers, my jalapenos. Let's see if I can get down to the bottom here without making a big mess. My jalapenos I let go to red because they taste pretty good red. I'm kind of bored with green jalapenos. Nice striping on that. It's a nice looking pepper. So that's kind of a good summary of my season. Is I've really enjoyed growing peppers outside this summer. Had a lot of success. This is the last cucumber I got. Might get one more before the vine completely dies. The vines are all turning yellow. A nice tomato. I got several, so I was very happy with the tomatoes. Some of them got bruised up, but they're still delicious and they'll be great in sauce. Again, peppers. So this is a zinnia seed, which is kind of funny that was in here because I was saving the zinnia seeds at the same time as I was harvesting the remainder of the fruit. So this right here this is the seed. This is just this used to be the petal of the flower, and a lot of seed plants, flowers, the seed is somewhere else, but this is just so you've got the beautiful like red, yellow, blue, whatever color it is petal, and then stuck inside the plant, the main circle of the plant or whatever. I don't know what that's called, but your seed is sitting there like that developing, and once it's dry, it falls off, hits the ground, and becomes a zinnia, which is really cool. Set that aside. But yeah, so I've got these are my orange spice jalapenos finally came in, so I got a couple of those before the frost comes, which I'm really happy about. Orange spice. They're kind of small. Again, I started them very late. Got a ton of tomatoes. And see, I covered some of them with the wetting bags to protect them from the birds and the squirrels, which are trying to get to them. Again, some of these peppers are a little overdue to be picked, but that's fine. Lots of orange spice jalapenos. I'm very happy about that because it's my favorite jalapeno. This one's kind of gooey. Ew, busted. So yeah, so don't let them sit too long, otherwise become a treat for the critters and not you. So I'm gonna put that aside. But so yeah, so anyway, that's a look at some of the things I've harvested over the summer. I'm gonna pause it for 1 second, get rid of this tomato that I'm holding in my hand. and I'm back. Got a paper towel. So yeah. So anyway, um, yeah. My thoughts on the season are that it was another challenging summer. We had almost zero rain, and when it did rain in my area, it rained everywhere except for my house. It would rain around, and so I did um, install a water filter on the hose line, and I believe that has made a pretty big difference. It's still not as good as when it rains; everything perks up and gets happy, but yeah, this is a step up from that. Let me think. Uh, I had I had a lot of success with my corn. Was very pleased I grew corn. Very pleased I grew my peppers, of course, and the zucchini did okay on one side of the garden, but not the other side. So that lets me know that there's a microclimate there that the zucchini didn't like, because I used pretty much the exact same soil and recipe for my entire garden. I did save a lot of seeds, so I use these wedding bags to save. So again, I showed that's where it came from. So I showed the zinnia seed, and this is the drying zinnia flower. And so each one of these petals has a zinnia seed on it. Hopefully, if it didn't get broken off. But yeah, so let me show that real quick. So like here is your, try not to lose any. So this is your zinnia flower, and you just come through here, give a tug. So this one's, there you go. And so I'm just letting this dry in the organza bag, and then once they're dried, you can store them. They won't mold or anything. And I typically don't store things in plastic until I'm sure that they're absolutely bone dry. So that's why I use the wedding bag. You just hang it up somewhere. You can hang it up someplace that's dry, and that'll save that. This is the, let go. This is the, these are basil seeds. So once the basil goes to flower and dries up, you get this thing here. And so if you can see down there, the little black specks are your seed. But I'm going to show it. So how you get them out. So this is your basil flower. So I'm trying not to make sure I don't lose any of the seeds. And so in this little area here is where the seeds hang out. So I'm going to pull that off, set to the side. Put that in my hand here. And so give this, so you just kind of rub through here, and then so that one's being stubborn, but this little guy right here is the basil seed. And so you get a lot. There's, like that was just one little bit. So if you let them dry out, and you can do it, I found a good way of doing it is in the organza bag. Is you just kind of go through and rub them. It smells so good when you do it. It's got that floral basil smell. It's kind of licorice. Oops. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, there's one right there. So that one fell out. So yeah, so eventually these aren't even as dry as they could be, but I'll let them dry out, and then completely, and then the seeds will fall at the bottom. And what I do is I don't even really go through them. I just let this stuff all stay there, because you can take it outside and blow the stuff away or use a fan. What I do is because I know I love these flowers, I just take all the seeds, where they're still covered. I don't bother removing the chaffy stuff off of it, and just kind of broadcast spread it around my garden, because you get so many. And so I have like pounds of basil seeds. So I'm not wanting for basil seeds. I've been saving some of the tomato seeds. A few of them were hybrids, so I'm not saving those. But yeah. So anyway, all in all, it was a very good garden season, despite the challenges. And now I'm looking forward to 2024. But before that will be the indoor growing over winter. So I'm gonna set myself up for that. All right. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna do this on. Yeah, this will be its own separate kind of end of summer wrap up video, and talking about the harvest and whatnot. And I'll do a few other compilations that I've still probably forgot to upload of all the other things I've harvested. I've made pasta sauce, cucumbers, pickles, not cucumbers. I made pickles, uh, relish, and pepper powder, pepper sauce, herbs. Dried a ton of herbs. So yeah, it was very worth my time and effort, and really enjoyable. So highly recommend it. So if you don't have a garden yet, start small. Start with some herbs or something, and you'll catch the gardening fever. All right. Any comments, questions in the comment section? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Have an awesome day.